Yo, what is going on, guys? Today I wanted to play with an underdog in the current format, and that is Palkia Vstar, or Palkia Water Toolbox deck. Now, it's crazy to actually think about that this deck is an underdog when this card absolutely dominated multiple formats from its release through Lost Origin. It was such a powerful deck, and how far it has fallen from grace, right? But recently this deck did do well, or a variation of this deck did do well at the Orlando Regional Championships, so I wanted to feature it here on the channel. This deck is really cool and has a lot of tricks up its sleeve. So I'm going to go over the list fairly quickly because a lot of these cards have been around for quite some time. So if you have been playing for a hot minute, you might know what some of these cards are. But if you don't, like I said, I'll do a brief explanation of a lot of these cards. Palkia Vstar, of course, being one of the centerpieces of the deck, has the Subspace Swell attack, which does 60 plus 20 for each bench Pokemon, both yours and your opponent's. So if both you and your opponent have a full bench of Pokemon, this Pokemon can reach enormous numbers and can do some really serious damage. Combining that with the Star Portal ability, the ability to accelerate 3 water energy from your discard pile to your Pokemon in any way you like is so powerful. Star Portal can accelerate onto any of your water attackers, not just Palkia. You have Greninja, which is a draw engine to discard your water energy for the Star Portal, and then you can Moonlight Shuriken, discard 2 energy at 90 to 2 of your opponent's Pokemon. This is fantastic for sniping the likes of Comfeys and Lost Box, as well as potentially finishing stuff up on the bench. You can accelerate as well to Eiscue, which has the Block Face attack. 70 damage to prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from your opponent's basic Pokemon. This is mainly here as a counter to Lost Box, as well as Reggie's, because the Reggie deck is still running around in the format right now. There's also Crabominable. I've considered cutting this card, but I actually think it's a really solid card, especially in the VMAX matchups where you can just poke something and then annihilate it with Destroyer Punch. And then last but not least, we also have Articuno with the Wild Freeze. 70 damage, you do 50 to yourself, but you auto-paralyze. Now when you combine that with Emergency Jelly, you can essentially full heal your Articuno and get multiple uses out of a single Articuno, which is very, very nice. We also have a Drapion for the Mew matchup, as well as the Inteleon engine. The Shady Dealings ability is the primary focus here, the ability to search our deck for any trainer card or any 2 trainer cards in Inteleon's case, which is very powerful, in addition to quick shooting here on this other Inteleon to help us fix our math. For the trainer cards, we have a lot of staples for an Inteleon engine-based deck. Battle VIP Pass, the Buckets, Incense, Hisuian Heavy Ball to get our pieces out of the prize cards, 1 Pal Pad, 4 Quick Balls, 3 nets. I have a Lost City for the Reggies, for single prize deck. It's a really solid card in this deck, as well as Training Court to be able to recycle our energy. I have 2 bosses, 4 Irida. Irida is just the piece to resistance in water decks, man. Such a powerful card. I am also playing 2 Raihan. Now, I was thinking about playing Melanie, but I think Raihan is really solid in this build because Raihan can accelerate to any of your Pokemon, whereas Melanie can only accelerate to your water V, or to your V Pokemon. I'm also playing 1 Roxanne for Disruption. I'm playing 1 Thorton as well. This is once again one of those things where I mentioned earlier, being able to get multiple uses out of an Articuno, maybe an Eiscue, something like that. Maybe if you didn't get a Palkia down turn 1, you can discard it and then Thorton into the Palkia, which is very, very nice. 1 Cape, mostly here for the Eiscue to help us stay out of range of Lost Box matchups, so on and so forth. We already talked about the Jelly. 2 Wash Energy. This is here to stop stuff like Lost Mine or Amazing Destruction from Amazing Yveltal. And then 6 Water Energy to round out the list. I think this deck is still incredibly powerful, and I think it's still a top dog in the current format. It's just not seeing play. Guys, what happened to Palkia? Let's get on it, guys. Without further ado, let's hop into some games. I forgot to do this in the intro. Question of the day, guys. V-Stars are done with. we're not getting any more V-Star Pokemon. With that in mind, what is your favorite V-Star Pokemon that they have printed in this V-Star era? Whether it be for its competitive nature, it's the art, whatever it may be, let me know in the comment section down below. For me personally, I would have to say it would be, I mean, I really like Giratina V-Star. Zoroark V-Star is also really fun. And Dialga V-Star is also up there for me. I really like Dialga V-Star. So, those are my favorites. Let me know some of your favorites down below. Let's see what we're playing against. Rescue Carriers, Scoop Up Nets. Alright, I guess we're going to find out together. Let's see if this Water Toolbox, this Palkia deck, can put in some mad work. Really solid top deck as well. We're going first, bro. You want to see me do something nuts? We're going to go Sobble here. I'm going to Battle VIP Pass. And I'm going to pop out this Palkia. And I think I want to get out Greninja. Now, ideally, I want to get out Eiscue. Eiscue just straight up wins this matchup with the block face ability. But I kind of want to draw some more cards and get water energy in the discard pile so I can set up my Eiscue very efficiently. So I'm going to discard one and draw into another Battle VIP Pass. Dang it! I thought I could call it like a madman. I could not. That is a-okay. I think we're actually pretty set for success here. I could attach my Wash Energy. Another really amazing card in this matchup is Radiant Greninja. Radiant Greninja can absolutely go nuts in this matchup because he can snipe two Pokemon here, which is pretty filthy. I don't know if I want to preemptively attach the energy to Greninja. I definitely can, though. That can definitely get me ahead on the prize trade. I can always go Radiant Greninja first and then go into Eiscue, because once Radiant Greninja is knocked out, I can always just Raihan to get my Eiscue powered up a little more quickly. Now, downside, he doesn't need very much. He just needs his 3 energy to take a single prize card on my Sobble. And I don't want that. But, I mean, he probably can also get down to Manaphy. That's something else to note. He probably plays Manaphy in his list. If he does, that's fine. Either way, the Greninja is very threatening. Once he knocks out my Sobble as well, if he knocks out my Sobble, I can always Raihan, which is definitely an option. I also have the Drizzy with the drip dude to evolve and search for whatever I so choose. You know, the Shady Dealing Engine is really good. You know what's funny is the Shady Dealing Engine was like ridiculously, it was so powerful at one point. Every deck played an Inteleon engine, and if you weren't playing an Inteleon engine, you were actually at like, it was just worse for you because you weren't playing an Inteleon engine because it was just the superior engine to play at the time. So, yeah. And now it's funny because we have a lot of different engines that we play. There's the Lost Box engine, there's Radiant Greninja, there's the Inteleon engine, B-Barrels. There's so many fantastic engines to play. Hey, check that out. Do you guys see what I'm seeing? Do you guys see it? Hold on, I might be blind. Let me put on my... Nope, I don't see a Manaphy, bro. Yo, this Greninja's gonna destroy this guy's life, bro. Give me 2 prizes. Scoop Up Net, bro. Get that weak sauce out of here. What are you gonna cycle draw? No way. No way you cycle draw. Because, I mean, he's only got... Oh, I guess he still attacks and gets the knockout. Okay, I didn't count how much energy he has in the discard pile. Don't listen to me. He Scoop Up Nets and benches a Lunatone, not a Manaphy! Let's go! Let's go! I'm in there, bro. If he does take this knockout, quite frankly, I'm actually really tempted to just Raihan. I can Raihan, grab the energy, or what's better is grab Bucket. Bucket's better as well because I can not only thin 2 energy out of my deck, I can use one of those energies to draw with Radiant Greninja. I think that's actually going to be my play here. Yeah, I'm going to Greninja this guy and take 2 prize cards. Let's go, Gren. Keep in mind, Thorton is also an option, and I can always Thorton into something else. Well, we're going to start off with the Raihan. I'm definitely going to go here, accelerate the energy. I'm going to grab the Bucket. Okie dokie. Note to self, we did prize 1 bucket. I guess I didn't do a very thorough deck check, but we had 2 Iridas are prized. Yeah, we're looking fairly solid, honestly. We can grab 2 water energies here. I can concealed cards 1 of those energies away, which is absolutely fantastic. Draw a couple more. We have Cape as well. I don't know how much I'm gonna want or need the Cape right now. I can go here. I guess next turn, I guess I could potentially search for an Evolution Incense to get my Palkia nice and big so my opponent can't knock it out. That seems like a bit of a waste, though. I feel like, I feel like the Greninja is just so threatening. Guys, opinions on caping this Greninja, bro? I know that sounds kind of crazy, but caping the Greninja might actually, because it forces my opponent to utilize so many more resources just to knock out a Greninja that I could Thorton back into play. Keep in mind, I'm also saving up for a Star Portal, guys. That is one of the big names of the game, is saving up for a Star Portal. I'm going to Moonlight Shuriken. I'm going to take down both of these Lunatones. That one has a Choice Belt on it. He already committed. This is so good for us, guys. And we can get rid of both of the basic waters. Specifically the basic waters because we want to be able to accelerate them on with the Palkia Vstar. And we net ourselves 2 prize cards, guys. We haven't even used the Eiscue yet. Yo, and we get the bucket, the capacious bucket, bro. That's so good. I could also Thorton, guys, and do another Radiant Greninja, because keep in mind, I could Palkia 3 energy onto anything. Like a Sobble, and then Thorton the Sobble into... That's crazy. I could also bench this Manaphy and use the Manaphy as a Thorton target. Guys, if he's not going to bench a Manaphy, I'm going to Greninja this fool again. I'll do it. I'll do it. Don't threaten me with a good time. And then, of course, I can always just threaten the Eiscue, slap it down. Although, I kind of want to save the Eiscue. Although, if he does, well, I guess we'll have to see what the game plan is for our opponent from here. Yeah, I'm really liking the position that we're in right now. Now, like I said, the Cape forces him to get a lot more energy on it, because I'm up to 150, 180. That means he needs 6 energy on a Lunatone just to knock out a Radiant Greninja and only take 1 friggin' prize card, guys. Yo, this deck rocks, man, because you have so many crazy plays. I'm currently trying to wrap my head around all the plays. You can Origin Form Palkia Vstar 3 energy onto, you know, anything practically, and then Thorton into whatever attacker you've already utilized or want to recycle, which is really, really cool, man. I am really digging it. No, 6. So he doesn't need 6 energy, he needs 5 because it's base 30. I've been wrong before, guys, okay? I'm big enough to admit when I'm wrong, which is never. Okay, so he does need 1 more energy. If not, you're not even knocking out this Gren, bro. If you're not knocking out this Gren, I think you're just in a terrible position. Scoop Up Net, okay, so he does knock out the Gren, but look at that, guys. We have forced him to burn 3 Scoop Up Nets right here, which is so good for us. I mean, getting out of Lost City would have also been pretty good. That is something I guess I never considered with the Drizzy, is using Drizzile to get Lost City this next turn. Or the previous turn, should I say. Okay, so I'm going to promote the Sobble. Main reason I'm promoting the Sobble here, guys, is because I have the Scoop Up Net, which means I can pivot into whatever I need to once I scoop this bad boy up, alright? So we can burn this Heavy Ball. I didn't think there was anything in the prize cards. We can use the bucket, of course, to thin 2 energy out of our deck. Gosh, I really want a Thorton, guys. I'm not gonna need the Manaphy, so the Manaphy is a fantastic Thorton target because, of course, it exchanges the Manaphy with the Greninja in the discard pile. Now, I could go with the Lost City right now, but I can't. I currently need a way to get my... So I'm gonna go here. And I need my Palkia Vstar. That is what I really need right now. So I'm going to look for an Evolution Incense here to snag my Palkia Vstar. And then we're going to Thorton, guys. We're going to do an insane Thorton play. Yo, this is absolutely cracked beyond all belief, guys. We'll grab the Origin form Palkia Vstar. We're going to pop that bad boy down. Keep in mind, Palkia is also a solid attacker. I don't think he'll be able to one-shot at this point. He's used up so many resources that I don't know if he'd be able to even do that. So I can always go attach for turn on the Palkia, and then I can Thorton the Manaphy into the Greninja. Oh my gosh, this is so correct. I can even, oh my gosh. I can even conceal cards and draw a couple extra cards. Cracked. Oh my gosh. Training Court. I got 4 energy, so I can even get an energy back. Although Training Court does benefit them a little bit, so I'm not going to use it just quite yet. I can Scoop Up Net this Drizzile, promote my Greninja, bench the Sobble, and then we can go in with the Star Portal, accelerating 3 energy onto our Radiant Greninja. Bro, I'm gonna do it again. This is so mean. This is so mean, guys. I can always Pal Pad the Thorton back into my deck. Heck, man, could I do it again? There's no way, right? I could Pal Pad Raihan and Thorton back in. I definitely think that's a solid option. I might need to Raihan this following turn. Like I said, I've got no way to get my Lost City, but I mean, Moonlight Shuriken, we're gonna hit here and here. Now let's KO the Pogo one, right? Let's go for the Pogo one, and we drop ourselves down to 2 prize cards, looking really, really good here. Quick Ball, can I get an Irida maybe? Dude, still no Irida off the prizes? Are you kidding me? That's my last 2 prizes? Bro, Irida would be so good for us right now. Although, like I said, I could always just Raihan. I've got the Quick Ball as well. Quick Ball's great. That gets me Eiscue, which I like to see. Eiscue is definitely going to be a card I'm going to want to utilize here soon. I mean, Eiscue does 70. He does play boss. I mean, obviously he plays boss, but I haven't seen one yet. So he probably has a boss either in his hand or in his deck. But yeah, we'll have to see, man. He doesn't have a lot going on. Honestly, Greninja has just been terrorizing this man's board. And he gets rid of a choice spell, making it even harder to KO Palkia on the following turn. That is so, so good. He has to find a rescue carrier as well this turn if he wants to get off an attack. And he'll need a Scoop Up Net or an energy to attach here, I suppose, because 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, no. There's his final Scoop Up Net, but he didn't accelerate energy before using that active Soul Rock. So that's 1 less energy he gets in play. So he can get at most 5 energy in play on this thing this turn, but he needs to find that rescue carrier. Currently he's doing 3 times 4. He's 10 short right now, actually, with these 2 Soul Rocks and the attach for turn. Yo, Palkia is so good, man. The Star Portal. Can we talk about how good Star Portal is? Guys, I'm a broken friggin' record. I say this all the time. The best things in the game are drawing cards and accelerating energy. And this deck, Greninja's doing the drawing, and Palkia is accelerating the energy. Now, we do lose our cards in hand, but look at that. We still draw into the absolute nuts because we had so many outs in our deck. I mean, we didn't play many cards from our hand from the get-go. We didn't need very much to actually get started, which is wild, honestly. Yeah, he's going to have to 2-shot my Palkia, so we'll go down to 3 prize cards. Then we could potentially Eiscue, maybe? We'll see. I think at this point, though, Eiscue is not going to put in as much work because he has the boss's orders. But we'll have to see. Like I said, that's 4 energy. That's 5 total, so he is taking a KO on my Greninja. Greninja, I salute you, sir. You did what no Palkia deck has done before. No, man. You did exactly what you were supposed to do, bro. We get another Palkia off the top. So this gets me Irida or Training Court. I'm in a real awkward spot right now, honestly. I don't think there's a possible way for him to KO me. I think I get rid of the emergency jelly at this point. I don't think it's necessary. I can grab my established Sobble, I suppose. But what do I want to get off this Drizzile? Off this Drizzile, I could grab... I guess I could grab Raihan. Raihan is probably my best bet here, because that gets me an energy and any card I want out of my deck, which is really good. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do just that. I can bench this Palkia, although... Do I really need to bench the Palkia at this point? It's just an easier thing for him to KO. Yeah, I don't need no stinking Palkia V. We're gonna grab ourselves that Raihan. We can Raihan our water energy directly onto our Palkia and grab any one card we want out of our deck. Now, this is an interesting dilemma that I always have in these decks. What do I want to grab? I have Raihan, but I also have access to whatever any two trainer cards I want next turn via this Inteleon. So what's the best card to potentially grab here? You tell me. I could potentially, what's crazy is I could just get an attach for turn on this Drizzile and use Drizzile to take my final prize card. Which I actually think is, funny enough, I think it's actually a good idea. Not the Drizzile, the Inteleon. Bro, I'm attaching to the Drizzy. This is what I'm talking about with this water toolbox style deck. We just have so many options. I didn't even use my best option in the deck, and that was the block base Eiscue. I was able to get around my opponent's board with all my other options. I think this deck is so freaking... It's honestly, I feel kind of... You have to be big brain sometimes, because you really have to be selective with what you grab off your Shady Dealings and your Raihans, your Iridas, all that good stuff. Now, we have Irida in hand, although, like I said, Inteleon gets us Raihan, which is really good, or Training Court. We have so many. We just grab whatever we want and win the game from here. I mean... Even if he does decide to knock out my one prizer, my opponent can't take enough prize cards before I take my final prize card, guys. I gotta be honest, I'm really impressed with the Palkia deck. It's a solid deck. Like I said, it did fall off a little bit, but I mean, I don't know why. I think it's still incredibly powerful. Alright, I mean, he's going to have to play the two-shot game, and then I just knock him out with my Palkia. We even had the backup attacker ready to go. Bro, I am feeling myself right now. Let's go. Radiant Greninja, bro, it don't matter. Game's over. Scoop them cards, bro. Alright, he got the boots, the Yeezys, along with the Fog Crystal. He's a wizard. I think Lunatone is a solid single prize archetype, although I do think if you are going to be playing a single prize deck right now, I think Lost Box is kind of the name of the game. Although Lunatone Solrock is definitely a very solid deck. I mean, single prize decks are just, they trade very favorably into multi-prize Pokemon. You also have the likes of Reggie, which is also a very solid deck right now. So, I mean, we're practically at this point, I mean, look at us. We've attacked with single prize Pokemon up to this point. We're practically half a single prize deck anyway. The Palkia is really here to just, you know, hit some beefy attacks as well as boss's orders. Bro, it don't matter. It don't matter. Go ahead, take that prize card. I have a good deck. Thank you very much, good sir. Well played to you as well. Let's go. My opponent has accepted their fate. Yes, accept your fate. And I will take my final prize card here with the Palkia. Heck, I can slap down a couple more Pokemon just to ensure that he is thoroughly knocked out. Let's go, Palkia. Yo, where have you been, my guy? What the heck? Alright, let's see if we can make Palkia pop off one last time here. I really like this deck. I think it is so fun. I think it's very strong. Not with hands like this, though. Our opponent takes a mulligan, which is great. I could use the extra cards. Dura, it looks like. Dura, okay. This is a matchup we can win. I mentioned this in the intro, how good Crabominable is going to be into this matchup specifically. Palkia, not so much. Crabominable, though? Crabominable can absolutely go in. My opponent does what every Arceus deck wants to do on their first turn of the game, an energy attach for turn and a pass. Now, I have Battle VIP Pass. I can always go Sobble and Radiant Greninja. I have my Crabominable in the deck. Crabominable is definitely going to be a strong option for us in this matchup. I also have Articuno. Articuno's also really, really good here. But I'm going to start off like this and then just go for a concealed cards and draw a couple cards and see what we can find. We find Wash Energy. We also find the Crab. Now, Palkia doesn't do too much in this matchup, mostly because my opponent doesn't bench very many Pokemon. But we could always potentially poke this Arceus, maybe 2-hit KO the Arceus. I could always attach my Wash Energy as well to the active, so it's kind of prepped to attack. I think that's fine. I can just go for an attach. I can rule the region, but I don't have much else going on in this hand, quite frankly. I think I'm just going to pass. I don't necessarily need to rule the region and put my Lost City into my hand. But it does technically thin my deck out of cards, so screw it. Let's rule the region, guys. All right. Next turn, I mean, we have the Palkia in hand. If my opponent does end up just benching a Duraludon, keep in mind I could potentially just chase it down this turn. Now, we'll see what my opponent grabs here. They're most likely going to grab their double turbo energy and then, of course, whatever follow-up they might need. Now, this is an interesting matchup, like I said, because we don't do a crazy amount of stuff into Dura because Palkia specifically doesn't do too much. We'll see, though. We'll see. My opponent definitely needs to bench something. Boss's orders, they're going to chase down the Radiant Greninja. They're playing Radiant Eternatus. Oh, well, that's real spicy, my guy. I mean, that's quite a few bench Pokemon. So, new game plan. All right, guys, here's the new game plan. I mean, it's so difficult because I want to Radiant Greninja these two, make sure they have the damage counters on them, and then KO them with Crabominable. That's realistically my game plan. It's not a good one, though. I can always Training Court back an energy and attach it. I can always grab a Scoop Up Net as well. Let's Training Court. We can get back an energy. I'm going to concealed cards here and see what I get off this concealed cards first before I do anything. I do find Articuno. Articuno's a very fantastic option, but it's not everything I want just quite yet. I'm going to go for a Drizzile here, and my game plan here is actually to grab an Irida. Irida is definitely going to be what I'm looking for here. I'm going to play Irida, and I'm going to grab myself... I could grab myself a Bucket. Bucket could get myself more energy, so I can start discarding more stuff. And I could always grab myself... I mean, I could grab a backup Sobble, potentially. I guess that is definitely an option that I have. I kind of want to swing into this Arceus this turn, though. Now, what's crazy is this Radiant E-turn being in play. Actually, you know what? It's actually... What if I just knock out the Radiant E-turn? Then, all I need is one Arceus and one Duraludon, making my prize trade actually a little easier. Can't really do that because I already Iridaed, but that's okay. I wasn't going to be able to get the knockout anyway. We are definitely going to go like this here, though, for sure. We're going to bench this. I'm going to go Bucket, double Bucket. Now, I'm going to double check, make sure my Thorton is in my deck. It's not in my deck quite yet. We can always Thorton as well, our Crab, so we can get two potential uses out of our Crabominable, which is very nice for sure. Now, I can always attach, retreat, start swinging. I mean... I think that's probably just the name of the game. I could bench the Crab because he's not knocking me out. I think it's a-okay to actually just bench the Crab here. And then I can attach, but I'm only getting a Star Portal for 2, man. That does not feel very strong, honestly. Alright, we'll bench it. I will attach my energy here. Then I can just retreat into my Palkia. And I could, well, I guess I could have gone into the Articuno for the paralysis play. Well, it's a little late now, isn't it, Michael? All right, we're going to go for the Star Portal. We're going to go one active. 1 bench, and then I'm just gonna play this 2-hit KO game here. He's already used his Starbirth, so I guess he couldn't have searched for like a switching card. We are doing a lot of damage, and with the Parasol on this bad boy, that means no choice belt. Energy attached there, which is A-okay. Avery, oh, that is mildly annoying. And by mildly, I mean kind of obnoxious. Excuse me. Well, we do actually have our other stadium in hand, which is pretty good. I can always attach for turn here, but he's powering up both of his Pokemon. He's spread his energy very efficiently, which is obnoxious. How dare he do what he's supposed to do? Am I right? So the question is, do I chase down... You know what? I have a game plan, guys. I have a game plan, all right? I'm going to go Boss's Orders onto this Radiant Eternatus. I'm going to Radiant Greninja actually first. Here we're gonna Radiant Greninja, grab a couple cards. Okay, Emergency Jelly, Pal Pad. I can Pal Pad the boss and the Irida back into the deck. We're gonna do that. Boss Irida. Now, I have my other bucket in the deck. I think the best thing to grab here is Bucket and Scoop Up Net. I do have Bucket and I have Scoop Up Net, so I can reset my Inteleon. That is really, really good for me. All right, guys, I'll explain my game plan here in a second. I am just thinking through my game plan, all right? So, my ideal turn now is I'm going to take this single prize Pokemon. Then I'm going to use Radiant Greninja to put 90 damage counters here and knock out the Arceus. And then the following turn, I plan on just knocking out the Duraludon with my Crabominable. That is the current game plan, which is why I need an energy down so I can split my energy like this. I'm currently doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is so 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120 plus 60, 180. So I do enough to get the KO, which is actually very solid. I can bench this Articuno. Articuno is definitely a play. I can always Raihan to it, and it can potentially get my opponent stuck. I kind of like the idea of having the Articuno down. Definitely. And then we can just Subspace Swell for the knockout here and take a single prize card. This right here is exactly why I don't like Radiant Eternatus in Arctura, because if your opponent chases it down, now you can't force your opponent to take 8 prize cards by forcing them to go through an Arceus and 2 Duraludon. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, guys. Now, at some point, I am going to want to get Training Court back. Training Court is going to be another big thing I can always grab off Raihan. That will also guarantee me extra attachments per turn. I have a pretty sweet play coming in hot. Yeah, dude. I think I had that game pretty locked up. Despite my opponent scooping there in that last game, I mean, I had a really solid game plan to win that game, and I had really solid prize mapping. Even if my opponent had Crystal Cave, there was no way they would be able to get themselves out of range from the Crabominable the following turn. This deck is a ton of fun, and it is extremely powerful. I am not surprised it took top 10 at the most recent regional event. I mean, this deck has always been very powerful, and it's not like its power level has gone down. Everyone has just, they've been playing all the new shiny toys, right? But yeah, I think this is definitely a good deck to have in your back pocket, considering it has so many amazing options into a lot of the stuff into the meta right now. If you guys have made it this far into the video, thank you so much for watching. And of course, if you liked the video today, drop a like down below and subscribe to the channel. I still have plenty more Pokemon content and more Crown Zenith decks to cover on the channel. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.